Purpose developed the project verified with the United Nations in the beginning of the pandemic as a communication response to bring information to the public that saves lives. So the idea is for us to work with several countries according to their local culture and their local context to produce those messages in a more personal and innovative approach. So the idea is that we can produce content with trusted messengers from each cultural context. So in this case here, we are working with the Tobago House of Assembly, with Red Hat, with the characters, the masquerade characters and the speech bands, so they can produce their own content and bring vaccine and protocol measures and message to the public.
It's an excellent collaboration. Not only have they come from all the way from Brazil, you know, to work with us, but they would have given the characters leeway in terms of scripting their own voice, stating how they feel, and we actually wanted young persons to say how they experienced COVID. So it wasn't something that was handed down to us. They wanted us within our cultural sphere to use our voice, to speak to our people about how to be safe during COVID-19.
I started sewing at a very tender age, but I grew up in the cultural village of Pembroke. Pembroke is a very cultural village. I went to Pembroke School, the church and all like this. So I just get into the cultural people that do the drums, making the clothes, and I was fascinated about them. So I tell myself, I just like how these clothes look and how the dancers portray them. So one day, as I grow older, I want to make these kind of clothes, even though I cannot perform on the stages, but I must be in the sewing to do these clothes. Carnival itself takes a lot of, you know, like, other than the bikinis, it takes a lot of cultural costumes as well. For instance, we might have, you know, some of the jabs. Those are different costumes to the Dame Lorraines. The Dame Lorraines will have different costumes to the Midnight Robbers. But on the female side, we stay on the Dame Lorraine. We make the neck high due to the size of the bust, and we make the top more or less bigger. We make it with spandex, or even though we use any other material, we make it wider than a normal person to accommodate the added breasts that they put on. So they have to have room for these busts. And with the skirts, we use the wide flare skirts. This is an overpiece that goes over the wide flare skirts. And the back is longer than the front because of the bottom. You know, Dame Lorraines are big busted and big butts people. So we make them to suit.
This is the first time actually I'm doing Dame Lorraine, but I've been into the culture for over 25 years. I am a cultural person. I just love the culture, and I live for our culture. I live to promote our culture. So any arena to promote Tobago's culture, I am there. Anything for stage, I am ready, because when you're on stage, you don't really have to be comfortable. You have to be in character. Well, she's a kind of flirtatious woman. And some people would say I didn't have to stop because I have my own asset, but I think they're exaggerating. But I seem to be the highlight of the day.
A lot of our traditional carnival characters is more community-like, you know. If it is to go back in terms of a lot of stuff, when it comes to our Caribbean art form, it has that kind of yard, that kind of community, that kind of village setting in where it is they may have. Few of them will have came out of, right? This is just aside from the speech ramp. So because our traditional carnival characters and that oral expression is rooted in that, it already has that sense of community within it without even trying to put any emphasis on it, if you understand what I mean. I love working with young people because they bring a certain enthusiasm to the work. They are always excited, they are fully engaged in it. So if I write something for them and they say it, they'll be like, Miss, I have an idea. In the beginning of a speech band, most times they will start off talking about a point. And then at the end, the next 4 lines will have a reasoning to bringing the social issue up. So if it is, we go back to the speech that was used for this project, you start talking about how it is we are outside now and we are engaging with other persons. However, you need to take mind of this. So it's about bringing across the issue and then bringing reason into it. So hence the reason we'll have like that 4 lines in terms of the issue, and then the other 4 lines in terms of bringing reason into it.
Speech man is a thing you're drawing the crowd's attention. So when you say stop your bow, Mr. Fiddler, the way you project your voice, the tone you say that could tell you, okay, people listening to my speech now. From the first line, my first line is, this energy is we. If I don't say that with energy, my crowd gonna be like, what's she talking about? Them and want to listen to me. So it's really an energy thing and a tone thing. So if you're not into your speech, persons wouldn't be into it.
When you, as you start, you say the oh ha, stop your bow, Mr. Fiddler. That is kind of, I just feel powerful when I say it, because with the Afrobeat something, the music kind of just, it does take over you, and it does just feel powerful in that moment.
My character is a baby doll. This character is a single mother just looking for her child father. This character is different from the others because this character actually have to approach people. So to get a reaction and being like, hey, this is not your child, it's kind of exciting to see their reaction. My speech also had dealing with the COVID protocols. So it wasn't just like me going out and look for my father. I was also talking about abiding by the regulations and stuff like that. So I think it was a great message to them to know, like, to wear a mask, wash your hands, sanitize and stuff like that.
The Midnight Robber is he's a commander, so he uses his voice to frighten people. The pandemic was a very, deadly thing, and it is a very, very serious and touching thing because it came knocking at my door at home. Yeah, with my mom. My mom had passed away from COVID. I would tell anyone, and especially people that is close to me, to always stay on the right track in terms of, keeping up with the COVID protocols.
Po! I shot COVID dead. That's to show how scientific I am. Master, doctor, the general, a dread. So, don't sit at home without hope, depressed with rum and tonic, dreaming of the end of the pandemic. For over time, we have become pandemic smart. Join hands with each other do their part, and for sure, we'll have a great start.
This energy is we. This festivity is a part of our culture and identity. Look how long it took for we together, laugh and dance with one another. But in all the gallivanting and partying, not forget that COVID-19 is still here.
COVID in full swing was sanitize and do the right thing. No gathering friends, no zessa bling bling. This thing have to end, so cough in your sleeve. Stay your distance, let this virus leave. No chance at all for this virus to pass. It must go. It must never last. You know what to do, so act sensibly. So in the end, we all gonna live happily. Ba-da-ba-dam, ba-dam, ba-da-doy. Bam badam badadoy, bam badam bam badam badam badoy.